Hello. Remember me? I'm TwoToneASMR. Um, you'll have to pardon the lo-fi audio, and the setup is not really finalized yet. But I just wanted to make a video and just to let you all know that I am still alive and that I do still want to get back to making ASMR videos. And I just wanted to take a few minutes to just kind of yap about life. So, for those of you who know, and those of you who may be seeing me for the first time or in a very long time, I took a break. This is mid-December 2025. I took a break in August because for the past year I had been dealing with some really heavy personal stuff, and I just, things were really in flux. I no longer, or at this point in time, I do not have the setup that I had originally for the first 3 years, and that's likely to continue. Right now I'm sitting on the floor of my apartment. Thankfully I still have the backdrop, and I had new shirts. I made new shirts in the summer of last year, or in the summer of this year, before I had made the decision to step back for a while and to just take care of my mental health. So I'm dedicated. I really wanted to be able to show you guys these new shirts, but it was just I was burning myself out and just trying to function on the daily. I don't really want to get too deep into it. Like, I do, but I don't. So anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know that I do miss making the videos, and I do miss being a part of the community, and I'm hoping to come back next year. I will say that it will probably not be posting 2 times a week like I was normally doing. I will probably just stick to 1 day a week, probably Thursdays, which was my original day back when I first started. And the videos will probably be a little less polished, I guess. It probably will continue to be a lo-fi kind of setup, so you're going to end up hearing ambient noise from the area that I live in, unless there's something like, a siren drives by or somebody is freaking out outside or whatever. But so that's that. So we're all just gonna roll with the punches on that one. And I'm also kind of leaning towards that it might just be that I go live on Thursdays. Maybe it's not an actual like cut and polish video, or that I do a live and then I'll clean it up, re-release it. And it could be something akin to my normal content, or it may, I'm leaning more towards maybe doing stuff with like crafting and coloring, since this entire incident that I've been dealing with has made me realize, well, and anyone who's ever done arts and crafts can attest to this, that you accumulate a lot of things, and what better way to handle that than to just, lay on the floor in your room and color, or cut out and shred some really nice papers or something, So that's an idea. None of this is set in stone. I also possibly am toying around with the idea of doing maybe some Reiki videos. I actually do have the training. I have Reiki master training, so, and that's also something that I might play around with. Although I don't normally do a lot of this kind of stuff when I actually do sessions for people, but it'll maybe be more like a sort of guided meditation kind of thing. So those are the ideas that I'm playing with right now, and then hopefully this setup will become a little more refined. I have to tidy up a little bit so I have a little more space here. And just for the sake of familiarity, and it is the time of the year, I did want to take some time to do an actual little bit of ASMR with you guys. So for those of you who have followed me for a couple of years, at around December is when I get my Hobonichi journal, which is what I use to write my to-do list, bullet journaling. I also have been tracking my moods, for better or worse, for the past couple of years, and tracking like small chores, like changing my bed sheets, watering my plants, swapping out my toothbrush, and all kinds of other things, and then like keeping track of other important notes and writing a little blurb about my day, so that when I look back at the mood tracker, then I can compare and see what happened. And anyway, so like I opened it up just to make sure everything that I ordered, which was not a lot, by the way, so just making sure that my order was correct, that everything else inside is still in its proper packaging. And this one I actually ordered through JetPens. So if you are obsessed with drawing supplies, paper products, and just cute Japanese things in general, you should definitely check them out. So before I get into that, absolutely did not catch that at all. So first thing, I got this just to sort of round out the order. It was just like, why not? So this little thing here is actually like one of those plasticine erasers, and you can see that it's got this sort of like white starburst shape in it. Sorry, I'm using my front-facing camera today, also not my normal setup. Anyway, so but the idea is that as you're erasing it, the white part starts to show, and it's supposed to be like a little tiny Mount Fuji. So then it's like a snow-capped mountain. Like, I don't, if you can see, there we go, on the bottom there. And they come in like light blue, pink, and whatever. This one was the special edition one with the fireworks on it. I don't know why. Just a weird little impulse buy for funsies as a treat. So I am looking forward to using that and seeing how that goes. Let's see. It's just the order sheet. Okay, and then the Hobonichi Techo, or Techo? I always thought it was Techo for some reason. The beginner's guide. You always get some sort of little pamphlet literature type thing. They tell you all kinds of like how to get started, what kind. Normally I get the weeklies. For those of you who were here last year, this is the one that I have for 2025, and I always try to buy the ones that have Mother 2 or just like the Mother game series stuff. In America, the game was called Earthbound, because I absolutely loved that game as a kid. And these are all of the different places that the characters would go. This is an RPG also, if you are not sure what the game is. And at each of these places, it was sort of like a checkpoint, and the game would kind of stop, and a character, like a photographer character, would roll down and talk about, saving this memory, and he would go, instead of say cheese, he would go say fuzzy pickles, and the characters would but yeah, all the different locations and towns. And there's a place here where they're in a museum. You see the dinosaur fossil there. There's like Far East places and other things. So anyway, that's that. This is the one that I'm wrapping up for this year. And normally, let me see. So I wasn't doing a good job in November filling these out, but I would do my to-do list. I was trying to track habits. The pages themselves, without all the extra hullabaloo, just look like this, and it has the entire week on one page, and then you have this side for writing notes and that kind of thing. And yeah, this is the Japanese version, where it has quotes from interviews mostly, but to accentuate the earthboundy Mother 2-ness of it, I was printing out goofy lines from the game. I don't want to read that one. That one's kind of rude. Like that. Try to cover that up a little. It says, to tell you the truth, I like drinking tea and eating fresh vegetables, but that doesn't fit my super cool image. I guess I just have to accept this about myself. Or for the if you know crowd, this one here where it just says ness, and the little robot sticker. Yeah, just all kinds of stuff. Anyway, so that they've got the weeks type. They have a 5-year, which every year I think that I want to get the 5-year one, and that way I never have to think about it again. But I always get scared. I always chicken out. Okay. Oh, jeez. I'm in a really tight space right now. Alright, but here. The piece de resistance. Oh yeah, that's another thing. In the time that I have spent away taking care of my piece and making sure that I'm functioning as best I can and processing and all that good stuff, I did actually spend a couple weeks in Europe. And this was a vacation that was planned for a while. It wasn't like that I just dipped out and went to Europe. But I spent some time in Naples, Italy, and then Rome, and then I went to Paris, and traveled by myself, and it was absolutely amazing. There is just so much cool stuff to see. and I think that really helped my mental health, just to be in full control of myself and, just doing what I wanted to do and going where I wanted to go and eating what and when, whatever. It just felt really nice, and I think that helped a lot. It was a little hard when I came back, because when you just have so much fun and then you kind of get the crash afterwards, but it was absolutely amazing. Anyway, why did I say? I don't know. Never mind. So this time I got the bigger one. This is the A5. I've had A6, and that's a little shorter, a little bit like, I think about like this size or something. But I figured I would just go for the gold, get the ginormous size. Also, I'm so used to carrying my Hobonichis around, which is also why I normally get the Weeks one, because it's small and it's like a pocketbook, put it in my purse or whatever. I have kind of come to the conclusion that I actually would rather just, at least for this year, I'm going to try to leave it at home, so that way it becomes like an anchoring little ritual for my day. So in the morning I can write in it what I need to get done, or write in it in the evening, like what I need to get done for the next day, what happened this particular day, any kind of other thoughts or important notes. And this one is a page a day instead of a week a page, or a page a week, whatever. Okay. So it's got all of the characters. It's got Nez. It's got Jeff, the little scientist boy. We've got Starman. I also got a lapel pin of this character, which is pretty cool. There's Mr. Saturn. Paula, unfortunately, is cut off over here. Oh, she might be at the bottom. Hang on. Let's crack this open. You and I are going on this adventure together. Hobonichi Techo Han. Mother clay figurines. So if you like, these were the little maquettes that they pretty much used for like all the promotional products. If you had the game guide, they were part of it too. Appreciate that there's I appreciate that there's a writing utensil holder already built in. That's really nice. Oh, and you always get a special little freebie gift, like for last year. Let me see if I can reach. Oh no, I can't find it. Wait, here it is. Last year's freebie gift was this little zippy purse thing. That sounded really nice. Of the Kraken, which is like one of the earlier enemies that you encounter. I think, oh my gosh, it's been so long. I think this is, you encounter this thing when Jeff first joins your party. So, just for reference, it's this kid right here. I think. Don't quote me 100%, it's been a while. So, of course, I absolutely had to get a mother journal for last year because this was so stinking cute. And it has all of my quote stickers in it that I made. No crying until the end. I also bought, these are like double-sided tape strips, so you could put like ticket stubs, or I put fortune cookie fortunes in my journal this way. Anyway, so that was the free gift last year. And this year it is Mr. Saturn bookmarks. I actually have a Mr. Saturn notepad that's looks like this guy but a little bit bigger. Like I think it's about this tall. These ones everything is just like really wedged in. Okay. And there's even on the back, like the one is wearing a little disguise, little headscarf thing. And you can see there's a little bit of a indent here where you would kind of just like stick it on like a bookmark, although that sticks out so far I'd be worried about damaging them, to be honest. And even though Mr. Saturn is fun, but certainly not like my most favorite character, I do like it. It's pretty cute. I just don't know how I would use them. I would be so worried about breaking them. Put that up there with the Kraken. Okay. Oh, no way. I got a pencil board, which is nice. The pen holder of this pencil board is designed to hold a pen by its clip. Oh, okay, so it is preferred that it is a pen and not something else, not a pencil. Okay, well that didn't work very well. Let's just rip it open. Perfect. Okay. Cool. All right. Put that right there. Okay. The book itself. Create your life book. Yeah, Tomoe river paper. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's very thin. It also doesn't bleed through very well. You know, if you have like a really heavy ink. It does. It can eventually, but. And then this also just sort of explains what each page is going to look like inside. Just take that strip off of there. So yeah, there's Paula. There's her legs. There's Ness. There's Jeff. Mr. Saturn. Starman. Kiki the monkey. Oh gosh. The mock pizza guy, I forget what his name is. Dr. Andonuts, who is this kid's uncle or grandfather or something like that. There's Pokey, he's the bad guy. Or Pookie? No, Pokey. There's Prince Pooh. You heard that right. He also joins your team. its name is at all. Okay. It says Han repeated in there because this is the Hobonichi Teko Han. So we've got the year at a glance. There's also 2026, 2025, 2027. This I'm a little bit excited about. The week's journal has something like this, but I never really got into doing it. This one is definitely also like a month and a year at a glance. More like a year at a glance, kind of. Where it has the dates, these are the weekends. And it also says what the day of the week is. This year I was trying to use the pages that are similar to this. In the weeks, theirs is a little bit different, but this is where I was trying to keep track of chores and tasks, and so I had a little icon for each one, so if I changed my bed sheets, then I had, penciled in a little drawing of a bed, or I did a leaf if I watered my plants that day, or a little vacuum for cleaning. But I also really like these little check boxes up here, and then this is kind of cool too, maybe for writing maybe something that doesn't necessarily have a date yet, or maybe I could use this for some sort of tracking. And then each month has a singular, a double page spread. It is what it is. A double page spread. So that you can have the whole month planned out. Let's see what else. This is also kind of why I bought this particular journal. It has it's a week at a glance, but it also has like the time of day. I have no idea. I'm probably never gonna really easily, like, I only use like 40% of these journals ever. But I'm really intrigued by this one. And then there's always turning the page to a new year. So this is, I guess, where you can sort of brain dump and like write out your life goals or whatever. And then January, the first page is always blank. Just put whatever you want in there. And then there's January 1st, it's going to be a Thursday, and then it's the moon phase, which can also be kind of helpful for the spiritual and witchy girlies out there. And this also has a timetable on it. And I've seen ways that you can use that. It's pretty cool. There, let's just see. Oh, right. So every month is a different color. I also like how it has this up here, the check boxes, so that way I can write down, solidly 5 things that like I absolutely have to get done for that day. I can also use this too for notes. Every year I always think that if I take online classes or something, I'll be able to, I can jot my notes down and stuff. but then I don't actually do the classes. Oh man, maybe this will be the year that I get organized. Everybody says that. Oh, okay, good. I was wondering about that. If it had the little bookmark ties in it. This one had it, and normally I just tie a singular knot and a double knot because it eventually frays. But I use this one. I used it only stays in the month at a glance page, and then this one would be the one that I flip through on the daily. And I saw somebody made like a bead thing, because these ribbons end up being pretty long, so put some cute little beads on there for added interest. And as you can see, this is pretty long, so I will probably put beads on here again just for funsies. What's in the back? So normally there will be a bunch of blank pages where you can just put whatever you want. I always try to fill them up, and I never fully do. This year I didn't do as good. Last year, I think I filled up a lot of those pages with just random things. Like used it kind of as a brain dump. Totally blank on this side. And I also like that there's not a lot of these, so I won't feel quite as pressured. But then there's like dozens and dozens of like really useful pages that I know I'll probably never fill. My 100, I try to write down bucket list items, and so this is in every journal, and so whatever I have in this year's journal, I'll cross out the things that I've done and then transfer the rest of them over to this book, and then add more, move stuff around. Maybe I don't want to complete that thing anymore. So, but it's never like, oh, I have to get all of these done this year. It just becomes like a rolling list for me. And then, the memories of 2026. A category of good foods, fun times, new friends, and then a blank one for whatever you want. 12 switches to help you focus. That's one of the bonus pages. It has examples like chew gum. This is a form of fidgeting and helps your brain to expel unnecessary information and emotions. Or say it out loud for the productivity gremlins among us. If you don't feel like working or studying, just say, okay, let's do it. Or, let's go, girls. Anyway, so there's that. Yeah, I don't know. Just figured this ended up being much longer than I expected, which is good. Of course, I'll have to edit out all of the noise, so we'll see. It'll probably end up being about as long as I wanted it to be if it would have been a straight shot. So yeah, that's all I've got for you right now. So to reiterate, we just went on a tour of my new Hobonichi for the year 2026. I am also informally announcing that I will be returning to doing ASMR also in 2026, and hopefully, depending depending on how much energy I have and am willing to dedicate to this, trying to keep it maybe a little bit more loose, a little more casual. Probably it will be things where I'm coloring or doing some sort of crafting, painting or something. It'll be a once a week. Maybe it'll start out every other week, like an every other week upload, one time a week. It could start off as lives that get edited, maybe not. Let's see. My regular stuff, I still have like a whole bunch of props and things in boxes. Regular stuff, arts and crafts, also possibly Reiki session slash relaxing guided meditation type stuff, and new shirts, which are similar to the old shirts but a little bit darker, and actually shows technically all these years my channel colors have been pink, blue, and purple. The purple doesn't usually show up very well, and then white as a given. Yeah, I don't know. And once again, I really miss making videos, and I thank all of you who commented on my videos since I've taken the break, to just like check in and to say hi, and thank you to anyone who has watched. I mean, my watch hours have really sort of bottomed out completely, so this is almost like starting all over again, but that's okay. That's why I want to keep it like nice and easy, and we'll see how that goes. We'll see if it still appeals and draws people in, and if not, then it's just something that an outlet for myself. Yeah, and maybe I'll cut up some videos and post YouTube shorts, because we all know that YouTube is really pushing the shorts format. I'll just do that, maybe to generate interest or whatever, but we'll see. Anyway, that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe, comment, do all of the fun things, and until next time, see you again in 2026, and be well.